everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that is so prevalent and it is so ingrained in our society that we don't even realize how prevalent it is. I did a video earlier, late last week or early this week. They all start to blend a little bit when they're posted, but on this topic. And some of the feedback that we received was some people asked me to expand on it. They wanted to learn a little bit more of it and about it. And so I decided to do this YouTube video and expand on it. The topic that we're diving into sounds nice, but it can really mess with your mental health. Toxic positivity. You know, those good vibes only messages that really sound more like emotional gaslighting than support. Yeah, we're gonna unpack some of that. So get comfy, grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever you choose to do, and sit back and let's unpack this. This is a non-judgment zone. So what is toxic positivity? Toxic positivity is that idea that we should only focus on the positive and ignore anything that feels uncomfortable. Feeling sad? Just smile. Feeling depressed? Think happy thoughts. Anxious? Could be worse. Burnt out? Be grateful that you have a job. These phrases might be well-intentioned, but they shut down real emotions. And when we suppress feelings, they don't disappear. They just go underground and they get louder. So why is it harmful? Here's what toxic positivity can do. It can make people ashamed of having normal emotions. It prevents authentic connection because you don't feel like you can be real. It can lead to emotional numbness, anxiety, and even depression. Can you imagine if somebody broke their leg and you told them to just walk it off? Okay, hockey, they might do that, right? Some sports, they may do that, but generally speaking, real life, that's what toxic positivity does to emotional pain. Basically says just walk it off, don't feel it. Smile, be happy, right? So where does it start? Where does everything start? Childhood messages. Let's rewind a little bit. Toxic positivity doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's often rooted in the messages that we receive as children. Don't cry, especially, male normatives and stuff. Big boys don't cry. Don't like that one. I don't like any of them, really, but that one. Be a good girl. Smile for grandma. Quit fussing, you're fine. These phrases might be well-meaning, but they taught us something. Some emotions are okay, and some need to be hidden. Over time, we learn to perform happiness even when we are so far from it. We perform this happiness even when we're hurting. And if you were praised for being easygoing or always smiling, as we get older, this becomes as a child even, this becomes your blueprint. You start believing that being positive equates to being lovable. So what happens when you grow up? You feel guilty for being sad. You apologize for crying. You say, I'm fine, even when you are so not. This is how toxic positivity gets internalized. It's not just a social trend. It's a survival strategy that we've learned at a really young age. But here's the good news. You can rewrite those messages. You can say, I'm allowed to feel what I feel. I'm allowed to feel everything. You can unlearn the idea that joy is the only acceptable emotion, because real emotional health is the whole spectrum. Another common pattern in childhood is praise for positive emotions and behaviors, while ignoring or reprimanding less pleasant ones. For example, if a child is always cheerful or well-behaved, they may get attention and praise. And a child that might be experiencing anger or sadness might be avoided, reprimanded, or told to cheer up. And this dynamic can create a powerful association between positivity and love and acceptance. The consequences can be alarming. Children who are discouraged from experiencing negative emotions don't learn how to regulate emotions. It impacts their emotional regulation, and that can lead to a lot of serious consequences as they get older: substance use, eating disorders, mental health issues, relationship issues, maladaptive behaviors as they seek alternative ways to deal with unprocessed emotions. There's a lot of common phrases to watch for, and you'll notice how often people use them, and these are traits of toxic positivity. Everything happens for a reason. That one I'm kind of on the fence with, because yes, when we say, don't be sad about it, everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why it's happening. Sometimes bad things just happen and sometimes good things just happen. And I know that if you are spiritual and you follow a universal ideology, then you believe that things happen for a reason, that it's set out for you. And that's cool, that's fine, and that's what you believe, and but when we and I do believe that the reason that things happen is for us to learn and grow and evolve. And no, I don't always understand reasons for tragic things happening to people, to families, to children. I'm just saying that when we say, don't be sad, everything happens for a reason. Don't be anxious, everything happens for a reason. That's toxic positivity. Look on the bright side. You need to be grateful. Don't be so negative. Happiness is a choice. And I know I'll probably get some pushback on some of these, and that's okay. Because we also have to look at them in context, right? Some people truly believe that happiness is a choice. I think that it's a choice to seek happiness in ourselves, to discover our happiness. But if you're experiencing mental illness, mental health challenges, it's not a choice. So I think it relates to context as well. When we say these things to people, when they're feeling down, depressed, upset, whatever it may be, we're invalidating their emotions. Some of these might sound harmless, but it really does invalidate their emotions. Maybe we could try something like, that sounds really hard. Do you want to talk about it? I'm here for you, no matter how you're feeling. It's okay not to be okay. Jelly Roll has a song with that, and I love it. And as the first time I heard it, I posted it on Facebook because it's a fabulous song. Empathy is greater than platitudes. Feel whatever you're feeling and we'll figure it out. I say that all the time to clients, to my family, whatever it may be, or whoever it may be, because how many times do we tell people not to feel what they're feeling? The intention is good. It's also how we've all been raised, or most of us have been raised, right? The intention is there. You don't want the people you love or care about to be hurting, to be feeling badly. So we say, no, don't feel guilty. Don't feel sad. And so what I say is, feel what you're going to feel, and then we'll figure it out. With guilt, I often say, and because my clients will say, Christine, you tell me not to feel guilty. I don't tell you not to feel guilty. I call it the G word, right? Because the definition implies an intent to harm. And so I say to you, feel it, but then figure it out. Are you intending to harm that person? Did you intentionally do something? Then maybe guilt isn't the emotion that you're actually feeling, but guilt is so ingrained in us. But feel it and figure it out. Try to understand it. I've talked about sitting in our feelings in last week's podcast, or this week's podcast, in my last podcast. And that's what this is about. What to say or do instead. If you want to support someone or yourself without falling into the toxic positivity trap, try some of these. Practice emotional validation. Your feelings make sense. Use effective labeling. I feel overwhelmed right now. Labeling our feelings helps us regulate them. Offer presence, not solutions. I don't have the answers right now, but I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Let people feel messy. Healing is not linear, and emotions are not a problem to fix. I often say to clients that healing, mental health journeys, mental health healing is almost like a child with a marker, right? We think that it should be, you know, do, 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 do. And it's not. It's more like all over the place, all my sound effects. It's not linear. And so sometimes it's messy, and that's okay. Emotions are not a problem to fix. So I told you that we could reframe it, and we could change the toxic positivity and the messages that we've received. And a technique that we use is called reparenting. So we've identified the childhood messages. Don't cry, be nice, smile even when you're upset. Now what? This is where reparenting comes in. Reparenting means you get to show up for yourself in ways that the world didn't before, or the world didn't always know how to. Here's how to start. Talk to your inner kid. Literally, talk to that inner child. Hey, you're allowed to feel that. Your tears make sense. Rewrite the script. Replace be strong with be real. Replace smile for others with honor how you feel. Name the feeling. I feel disappointed, and that's valid. Naming or labeling a feeling regulates it. Create emotional safety. Build a space that has a blanket, a candle, a playlist, a place that you can feel your feelings. You can sit with your emotions without judgment. Practice gentleness. If you wouldn't say it to your 6-year-old self, don't say it to your adult self. Reparenting isn't about blaming our caregivers. It's about giving yourself emotional safety, honesty, empathy, and permission to be human, not just happy. So, we're wrapping up. Next time someone's struggling, or you are, skip the glittery affirmations and go for the truth. Again, affirmations have their place. They help motivate us. They help remind us of goals that we may have. But we have to sit in our truth as well, and not just rely on those glittery affirmations to pull us out of it and just be happy and think positively. Mental health isn't about being happy all the time. It's about being whole, feeling it all, allowing yourself to be your authentic self. If you're sad, feel it. If you're happy, feel it. If you're scared, feel it, and then figure it out. That's what mental health is about, that equilibrium, being able to feel everything. If this video gave you a little bit of clarity, helped you figure out some of, what's going on in your world with toxic positivity and that sort of thing, like us, drop us a comment. If there is anything that you want us to talk about, you want us to explain more, drop us a comment, send us a DM, and we will be happy to incorporate those videos. All right, subscribe to us, help us out, like us, share. Take care of you. See you soon.